you ever noticed how we are trained almost from childhood to believe that life is hard, that to get something valuable, you must push, struggle, repeat, and sacrifice? The same thinking has been carried over into the world of manifestation. People are told to visualize harder, to repeat affirmations 100 times a day, to chase signs from the universe, and to endlessly work on their vibration. But let me ask you, if manifestation is truly quantum, if it is rooted in the laws that govern reality at its deepest level, why would it require exhaustion? Why would the universe demand complexity when its very foundation is coherence, harmony, and balance? The truth which most people miss is that manifestation is not complicated at all. It is so simple that your rational mind rejects it because your conditioning whispers, if it's simple, it can't be real. And this belief alone is what has been blocking your quantum shift. Let's start by peeling back this illusion. Imagine a radio. To hear your favorite song, you don't need to rebuild the station, beg the music to play, or repeat a command until the signal comes through. You simply tune to the right frequency and the music is instantly there. The station was broadcasting all along, whether you struggled or not. This is exactly how the quantum field works. All possible realities are already broadcasting. You don't create them from scratch. You don't fight for them. You don't chase them. You tune into them. But here's the twist. Because you were taught that results come from struggle, you overlook the simplicity of tuning, and so you keep spinning the dial endlessly, never resting long enough to hear the song. Science has already shown us this principle. In quantum mechanics, the double-slit experiment revealed that reality doesn't collapse into form until it is observed. That means potentiality is everywhere always. Manifestation is not about forcing reality into existence. It's about aligning yourself so that reality has no choice but to reveal the outcome you are already embodying. Yet most people get stuck in the trap of overeating. They affirm but with doubt. They visualize but with impatience. They take action but from fear. And all of this noise sends mixed signals to the field. The universe is not confused. It simply mirrors back exactly what you are broadcasting. Confusion, doubt, lack. The problem is not that manifestation doesn't work. The problem is that people make it more complicated than it truly is. Here's a story that might feel familiar. A woman once told me she had been trying to manifest a new job for over 2 years. She made vision boards. She said affirmations daily. She scripted her ideal work life in journals. She visualized every morning and every night. Yet nothing changed. Why? Because every one of those actions was loaded with the underlying vibration of I don't have it yet. The harder she tried, the more she reinforced the absence. But the shift happened in a single moment when she stopped. She decided one morning to act as if it was already done. She woke up, got dressed as though she was preparing for her first day at the new job, and walked through her day with the certainty of someone already living that reality. Within 2 weeks, an opportunity she never expected arrived. What shifted wasn't the external world, Amari, it was her vibration. She stopped broadcasting lack and tuned directly into the frequency of fulfillment. This is the secret most teachers overlook, because it feels too simple to sell, too easy to believe, but the field doesn't respond to effort. It responds to coherence. Coherence means your thoughts, emotions, and body are aligned in the same direction. It means no part of you is contradicting the other. When you say I am abundant, but feel anxiety in your chest, your signal is fragmented. When you visualize wealth, but check your bank account with dread, your frequency is incoherent. But when you embody simplicity, when you say it, feel it, and live it as though it's already true, the field locks in your reality with precision. So why do people reject this? Because the mind hates what it can't control. Simplicity strips the ego of its drama. The ego wants to feel like it is doing, achieving, working, fighting, but the universe doesn't reward noise. It responds to clarity, and clarity is always simple. The irony is that the more you complicate manifestation, the more you delay it. The more you simplify, the faster it arrives. This video is going to show you the only thing you truly need to understand about quantum manifestation, that your job is not to force, but to align, not to chase, but to embody. And once you see how simple it really is, you will never again waste your energy on methods that keep you looping in lack. Stay with me, because in a moment, we'll uncover how simplicity isn't laziness at all. It is the most intelligent frequency you can hold. And once you embody that manifestation will stop feeling like work and start feeling like breathing. Let's clear up one of the biggest misunderstandings about quantum manifestation. Simplicity is not laziness. When people first hear that manifestation is simple, their conditioned mind translates it as, "So you're saying I should just sit on the couch, do nothing, and wait for magic to happen?" Absolutely not. Simplicity doesn't mean absence of action. It means aligned action. In quantum mechanics, there is a principle that energy follows the path of least resistance. Rivers don't struggle to carve their way through valleys. Electricity doesn't wrestle with itself to find a circuit. Light doesn't argue before it travels. Energy simply flows where there is openness, coherence, and resonance. And the same principle applies to you. Your desires are energy. They are already coded into the quantum field. The less resistance you carry, the simpler your vibration. The faster the field aligns to reflect your chosen reality. Now, think about how most people approach their goals. They overthink, they overplan, they overcontrol. They say they want love, but then start micromanaging how it will arrive. It has to be this kind of person on this kind of timeline under these exact circumstances. They say they want abundance, but then flood themselves with doubt. Maybe I'm not qualified. Maybe it's too late. Maybe it won't last. This isn't simplicity, it's noise. And noise in quantum terms creates decoherence. When particles are out of sync, the waveforms cancel each other out. The result, chaos, fragmentation, wasted potential. But when they vibrate in coherence, they amplify each other into a unified force. That is exactly what alignment feels like in your life. It's not the absence of action, it's the precision of action. Neville Goddard, one of the greatest teachers of manifestation, often said, "You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are." This is the essence of simplicity. When you are already this person who has the thing you desire, you no longer need to chase it. Your vibration naturally magnetizes it to you. Laziness waits passively, hoping something will change. Alignment lives the frequency now, making change inevitable. And here's where the paradox comes in. Often when you are truly aligned, you do less. Not because you are lazy, but because unnecessary effort falls away. You don't waste energy doubting, micromanaging, or rehearsing worst-case scenarios. You don't fight the river. You float with it, and because of that, what you want arrives faster and with greater ease. Science backs this up as well. Dr. Joe Dispenza's research has shown that when the brain and heart are in coherence, the body generates an electromagnetic field measurable up to 9 ft away. This coherent field doesn't just influence your body, it interacts with the quantum field itself. People in his studies who reached coherence were able to shift their biology, heal faster, and report synchronicities that defied logic. Simplicity here means that the mind, body, and emotions are no longer in conflict. They are saying the same thing, broadcasting the same signal. When that happens, the field listens. This is not spiritual poetry. This is measurable physics. So why is this so hard to accept? Because society equates worth with effort. You've been conditioned to believe that the harder you work, the more you deserve. That suffering equals value, that results must cause sweat and sacrifice. But the quantum doesn't work that way. The field doesn't care how many hours you've suffered. It only responds to the clarity of your frequency. And clarity always looks simple. That's why spiritual masters across traditions often spoke of surrender, silence, stillness. They weren't promoting laziness. They were teaching resonance. Let me give you an example. Imagine two people planting seeds. The first digs furiously, waters obsessively, checks every day, uproots the soil to see if it's sprouting yet, stresses over whether the sun is strong enough. The second plants with care, waters gently, and then trusts the intelligence of nature to do its part. Who do you think sees their garden flourish more quickly? The first person's effort actually disrupts the process, introducing stress where none is needed. The second aligns with the natural order. This is the metaphor for your life. Simplicity is planting, aligning, and trusting. Laziness would be refusing to plant at all. Effort without alignment is digging up the soil again and again. But true alignment is planting once knowing the harvest is inevitable. In quantum manifestation, simplicity doesn't mean doing nothing. It means doing only what matters, only what aligns, and releasing the rest. It means realizing that 90% of what you think is necessary is actually resistance disguised as control. And here's the shocking part. When you simplify, when you drop the noise, when you align, the field does the heavy lifting for you. Suddenly, opportunities appear with